In 2025, one simple idea took root: to give India's local business owners, creators, and dreamers a voice that would echo far beyond their city limits. I'm Kabir. People say I'm honest, soft hearted, maybe even a little old school in my values, but I believe in something timeless: the power of human stories to inspire action. That's why I started Kabir Vani Business Edition podcast.
What if Bhagavad Gita could be taught in a way of game and cards? Sound interesting, doesn't it? Well, today I have with me a person who has done just that, utilizing Bhagavad Gita in form of cards and making sure that your kids and yourself can learn exactly about it. Let's have her on board today. Rashmi, welcome to Kabir Vani Business Edition Podcast.
Hi, Kabir.
How are
Thank
you?
I'm well.
I'm so happy to have you here because the concept
Yeah.
that you have come up with,
Yeah.
it's so unique.
Mm.
Because I still remember the first time I met you in the networking event, and
Yeah.
your cards were going around.
Yes.
And I think I was the longest person to hold those cards and going
Oh.
through every single one of them.
Wow.
And you call it Sattvavarta, the
Yeah.
company.
Yeah.
Tell me a little about it.
So, Sattvavarta is a company where we are creating content for the facilitators all around the country, for the teachers and educators. Here we are creating content which is based on process work. That means it will take a period of time for it to kind of happen. And the objective of it is to find the purpose in my life.
Okay.
So the final purpose is to find the purpose in the child's life on basis of the stories, the games, the process work, and some other Western tools and techniques as well. So we use all of that to arrive at what do I want to become in life on basis of the quite essential Vedantic question: who am I? We're exploring the whole canvas out there.
Very nice. What made you come up with this concept? Because it's such a unique concept, right? I mean, who would have thought like taking out Bhagavad Gita and making just a whole card game out of it, and how you explain the getting the concepts from it. What made you come up with that?
So I think it was 2023 in September. I think September October space, where I was just I watched a lot of news, so I was just going through some news channels, and where I saw that there was a lot of youngsters, especially the 17-year-olds, going through a very difficult period of time, and there was a lot of bad news coming on everyday basis. So once I was just watching the news and I was just wondering, what is the difference, what is the gap between the child who is able to cope and the child who is not able to cope? After a lot of contemplation, research and reading, what I found is that the child who is able to cope has something to go, some place or something to hold on to or anchor himself or herself to, or there's somebody in their lives to kind of attend to them. Where the child who is not able to cope, they kind of feeling bottleneck or some kind of a dead end in their lives, and they're not able to kind of move ahead from that space.
Okay, very nice. So this concept that you came out with is very unique way that you thought of this particular.
Yeah.
But what made you come up with this possible thing of just using Gita? Because it's so powerful, right?
Yeah.
And even I just started reading Gita, and I find it like wow, like I have to reach each sloka several times.
Yes.
Before even I can understand the basic concept of it, right? Like, so what didn't you feel there would be a challenge for you to convert those, even like one sloka, into some kind of thought process for a child?
Yeah.
Didn't you think there was some kind of challenge you had?
Yeah. So I started reading Yoga Sutras since 2019. That was the time when I kind of I was doing, at that point in time, I was doing it for myself. And it was only after reading a lot of and going through a lot of classes, I kind of had some part of an understanding I developed for myself. And subsequently, I also started reading Bhagavad Gita, and there were shlokas and all of that. I felt that there are too many stories and powerful, icons and situations from which one can derive a lot of valuable learnings.
Hmm.
And these are civilizational knowledge. This is not some kind of a knowledge which was coming from outside or which we don't understand. Even intuitively and instinctively, we understand these stories and values in some or the other way. I felt that this is the easiest way to reach out to the a child. If I go and give a lecture, I mean, children are already having so many 9 subjects, so many things, so many competitive exams and all of that, and on top of it, if I want to do something which is as tiring, then it will be very difficult. It has to be very fun. So that's how we kind of derived the games and body work. It has to be like complete fun musty thing, so that there's also learning coming out of it.
Coming out, very nice. How can teachers use this or add this as an addition to the modern education?
There are, like, a National Education Policy 2020 recommends that Indian knowledge system is taught at the schools, and where what they can do is they can include these as in bit parts, in small pill size, where they include it into the skill vocational classes, and we give them a proper classroom activity on basis of the shlokas and on basis of the process that we the curriculum, the purpose curriculum that we have. On basis of all of that, we give them activities where it's like a step by step activity, a minute by minute process where the teacher can enact and do it. End of it, they will get a certain understanding of the learnings and the teachings of Yoga Sutra and Bhagavad Gita.
Very nice. But how is it different? I think because there is something similar which they're teaching in school, right? Is it a bit different? How is it different?
Yes, very good question, because even we were taught Brahman and Mahabharata in form of a book called Mahabharata, and it was just very watered down summary of Mahabharata or Ramayana. It was just written, this happened, and this happened. This is all what happened. There was no context, there was no story, there was no reflective process, and there was no space for us to explore more into the stories. I remember one of my friends said that we were reading that Mahabharata story in class 8 or 9, I don't remember. She said that I'm on Duryodhan's side. Why was Duryodhan not treated well? He was, after all, his father was after all the king. And that's it. We left it at that. We never got the process, place to explore that process, because there was no other way. But we are saying no. We will, we in our curriculum that we are providing, we are breaking it down and letting it process between the children and let things happen. So we are saying teachers go, okay, let's just be facilitator and let's facilitate the environment where they create their own understanding and not we tell them what to do.
Absolutely. You feel that this is a very important part of current education that should be part of it?
I feel it is very, very significant. This is civilizational knowledge, and it will somehow, because the quite essential Vedantic question is, who am I? If we understand who am I, then no matter what happens, what difficult situation happens in my life, I have myself to fall back. If I have that, the next day is a brighter day, then at least today.
Okay.
So, is raat ki subah hai.
Hey, understood. Yeah, because you're getting a not giving up attitude at this, or always keep going attitude can be there.
Yeah.
Apart from that, how do you think this particular game can help our kids?
Yeah.
And what age would you recommend at this point?
Right. For us, it's a process work. Where we are saying process work is generally done with corporates and high-end top-notch professionals and all of that. We are bringing it down in terms of breaking it down, very much breaking it down, but we are keeping the process alive, where we are saying now we will do it at least for 10 weeks, 10 to 30 weeks, that we can expand the whole curriculum. But so there are two kinds of cards that we have. One is that we have as part of the process where for example, all the characters which are here, Yashoda, Parvati, all of them have a certain character. Vatsalya, Durga is the warrior and the mother, right? Every character has a certain value system, right? So through these characters, we allow them to explore their own value system, and it has negative characters also. So it has a mantra.
Okay.
So it has a Shakuni. All of that is also there. So within us, we know, all of us know that there's a bully in the class as well. And then the bully in the class, everybody knows that the bully is in the
Of
class.
course.
But
Yeah.
there is other set of people who know that they are bully, but they are pretending to be not a bully. Right? So, but we know that I am. When we explore and allow them to, explore these processes, they know what is going on within them, and there's a chance, there's an opportunity for them to correct themselves and find a more virtuous value system, which they
Wow.
would like to take it up. So curate your own character is,
Okay.
we are saying we do it around 5th week.
Sounds like you're trying to shake the whole education system right now. What
Oh my God.
challenges are you facing right now with this?
Challenges are pretty big. I mean, the first thing is that I'm a very new person coming out of nowhere and trying to do these things. The other thing is that it's very difficult to break into a system which is so tight. Like the school releases their diary, almost 2 months ago, before the curriculum starts. So the whole curriculum is already set, and I am asking them maybe 2 hours every week, something like that. It's something that they have to consider a lot before just give it to me. But yeah, I am insistent.
Have you came across a situation where you're like, "Arey bus, I'm gonna give up now. That's it."
Yes. So definitely वो होता है, and the most difficult thing is that getting up in the morning and being as intense with my work as I was yesterday, even when not an inch is moving, like nothing is moving, but I'm as passionate and as aligned with the work that I'm doing.
Very nice. What keeps you going? Like, what's your thought process of
Yeah.
not giving up? And if there is a sloka for your situation right now that you're trying to crack into the education system, what would that be?
I think yoga is alignment, and they say the first shloka itself is yoga chitta vritti nirodha trada drishte sarve rupe sthanam. So basically, I'm not claiming that I've arrived there. It basically says that when we are totally aligned, we get a glimpse of ourselves. So this is an effort for myself, for my process, and this is an effort for for all the children that we have, because the world that we are getting into, honestly, Kabir, is a difficult place where everybody might need a therapist. Instead of correcting it, going to a therapist at the age of 28 or 30, why not do some kind of a pre-work where the child is anchored within themselves and is able to, no matter what happens, AI comes, a lot of automation happens, whatever happens, the child is able to manage when they become an adult by themselves, no matter what happens, because they are aligned with themselves and they understand what's going on.
What's going on? In my one question, where you were able to just get the right sloka for yourself, that's great. So if you had to break this down, is this game that you have created only for kids?
Actually, we are going to, there's a demand for these cards, and everybody is interested. So we are going to soon launch a card game which 2 to 4 people will be able to play, just like Uno, just like Tash, will be able to play at their homes. There will be an instruction manual where they read and understand how to play, and they'll be able to play.
Okay.
And the other one is a process work card where we use it to enhance and work towards the purpose curriculum, and there will be a one which will be launching soon.
Okay, and what is that? What is it called?
We're calling it Mukhauta.
Mukhauta. Why Mukhauta? What's the reason?
Yeah, Mukhauta, because there's so many selves that I have within me, right? So I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a daughter-in-law, I'm a friend, and all of that. There's so many Mukhautas that I'm wearing constantly. But what about me when I just put all down?
The real you.
Yeah. Which part of me is the most alive when I'm just with myself?
Okay, very nice. How are you bringing the clarity and the characterism of these so powerful entities, or the characters that they are, you know, because it's not that easy to kind of break down literal gods that you're talking about. You're talking about Ma Kali, Ma Durga, you know. How are you bringing those clarity and characteristics to life with this point of game and make it easy to understand?
So we have put it up in our website also as a PDF. We are telling a relevant story along, for the particular character. So, for example, Narad Muni, we are telling a particular story. For Krishna, we are telling a particular stories. उस story से क्या learning है, उसके क्या reflections हैं? Because uh, stories and everything associated with them is like so huge, we cannot bring everything down, right? So we are choosing whatever is coming to us and whatever is alive to us at that point in time. When we are choosing those stories, we are choosing a bit part of it and creating content which is which we are able to do it in the classroom. It has to be classroom doable activity.
Okay, they're trying to make it as easy as
Easy. And
what do you want people to feel when they're playing your game?
Feel a certain sense of clarity, a certain sense of belief and faith. Because, as children, we have that. As for a 4-year-old, 5-year-old, we are so confident, we know everything. Every child in the classroom wants to become a policeman.
Correct.
Every child in the
Fire
class.
brigade.
Yeah. Or
firefighting officer.
And nobody will shy away from saying that I want to become a prime minister. We can just dream like hell. But as we grow up, we just, kind of start losing that that power that we came with. I just want them to remember that back.
That part. Where do you think that kids lose this charisma of theirs? Because when you talk about, yes, I completely agree that even now we go to a primary or KG school and you ask them, what do you want to be? Oh, I'll be a prime minister, I'll be a firefighter, I'll be a police, I'll be an astronaut.
Yes.
Right? A really good friend of mine, his kid, if I ask him, what do you want to be? First, I'll be an Air Force pilot.
Okay.
And then from there, I'm going to become an astronaut. I'm like, do you even know how to spell astronaut? Right? So, like, where do we lose this charisma of ours?
बोल देते ना, तुम क्या कर लोगे, कुछ नहीं होगा. Because when the parent or a relative, an adult is saying that तुम क्या कर लोगे, वो बच्चे के लिए नहीं बोल रहे हैं, वो खुद के लिए बोल रहे हैं. क्योंकि उन्होंने अपने ड्रीम को मार दिया और वो खुद नहीं कर पाए, तो वो उनको किसी और से भी कोई उम्मीद नहीं है. Whenever the child is blossoming, आप उस environment को देखिए तो वहाँ पे कोई ना कोई है. There's somebody who is telling that you're amazing, you'll do well.
Correct.
So that is the difference, and that
So
is
amazing.
how even teachers, like, at times
they play that role.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you this question there. Very, very rightly said.
Yeah.
Right? Have you seen that photo where there's this video, I think. So there's this one parent yelling at another, like, so mother is yelling at her daughter.
Okay.
The daughter becomes the mother yelling at her daughter.
Yeah.
Right? And then finally that daughter becomes a mother.
Yeah.
And she's blocking it.
Yes.
And she's making sure you can do it. I believe in you.
Goosebumps.
Right?
Goosebumps.
So what does it take for a parent to change that thought process and be like, break the chain?
Yeah.
Because as we are born into an Indian household,
Yes.
we are connected to our parents till the time we die. Like many people, they live together for a lifetime. But how do you break that chain of command? Because kahin na kahin aapne bataya, it's a history that's repeating itself.
Yeah.
And how can this help you break it?
Yes, this is this transgenerational trauma that goes through. We are very lucky that way. We are able to do it. I at times think, I used to get angry at some point at my mother that she did this, she did not do this. But at some point I'd understood that she did what she knew best, absolutely best for me, best possible. And I believe that we are very lucky to be in this generation where we are able to have that understanding because of exposure, because of we are able to listen to so many amazing people online that we are understanding, okay, all right, this is also possible, all right, ye bhi ho sakta hai, all right, wo bhi ho sakta hai, acha ye possibility bhi hai, itni kitabein hum pad rahe hain, online, offline, so much of knowledge and exposure is available to us that we are able to reflect upon and correct ourselves.
Correct.
And that is the time when I'm able to correct, I'm able to understand that I did not pass it on. But she did not. I felt that she did not have that understanding. कहीं ना कहीं वो रह गया because of concept called आपातकालीन धर्म, where there was an emergency situation where people lived in fear at for some centuries, and that is the reason where they're not told the whole truth. And that is the reason they were told half truth and they were asked to just obey. We were the generation, we questioned. We were the generation lucky enough to have those answers from other sources, correct ourselves and move on.
I totally agree. Plus, they
Yeah.
did not have this wonderful podcast channel called Kabir Vani. So.
Absolutely, I agree.
I had to do that.
I agree to that.
But no, I
Yes.
completely agree to it. You know, I remember this one story that I had heard.
Huh.
You know, so when it started with one monkey who
Huh.
was thrown into the ditch, right? But there was a stair.
Acha.
Okay, so there were a couple of monkeys together. So if one tried to get out the stair, so you know what scientists would do? They would beat the monkey. Okay,
Yes.
and they would put it back down. So next time when somebody else that they would do the same thing.
Yeah.
Eventually, what happened is that when new monkeys started coming in, when they would try to go up the stairs, the other monkey would just pull them down.
Yeah.
And they would start beating him because there's something up there which is beating, because now it has come from generations.
Yeah.
Now what the scientists did, they're like, we're no longer going to beat them up. But not even a single monkey could come up because the other monkeys would start beating. So it's the concept of where now it's in your head.
Yes.
Like you said, the fear is there. Now those things are not around you. But because we are so scared, and I think somehow, some way we cannot explain these to our parents as well, कि भाई, those things are not there anymore. And hence we have started questioning it.
Yeah.
It becomes so like there's this very powerful thing with my mother and I. Like, so she comes from a lot of rituals.
Right.
So she'll be like, beta, you have to do this, you have to do. I come from a Muslim background. She's like, you have to do this. So, so why do you have to do this? She's like, I never asked that to my mother.
That's what my
I have to tell you why to do it. So it's the concept that is, and I started doing now. Like when I got older, like my friend's kid, he's already asking these questions. अच्छा सीधे चप्पल सीधे करके दे, क्यों? आप क्यों बोल रहे हो चप्पल सीधे करने? अभी बचपन में हमको बोला जाता है झगड़े होंगे.
Correct, हाँ.
Right? This is the situation. Now the scientific thing has come something else only. But the thought process is coming into a way that अच्छा नहीं, it was that way, so it has to be that way.
Right.
How are you planning to break this mindset of people going further with Sattvavarta? What's the vision of Sattvavarta?
So that is why I'm catching them young. Working on this 15 to 18-year-olds, class 9 to class 12, where I'm working with them and helping them choose a profession or a path or a life which is aligned to their own self and which is aligned to their own, what is very true to their own nature. Yeah.
But coming from this Bhagavad Gita, of course, we live in a very secular country. We are in India. There are different religions.
Yes.
We are Hindu, Muslims, Catholics.
Yes.
Right? We are Jains.
Absolutely.
So many different religions.
Different. Yes.
How will you portray teaching this to maybe a Christian boy or a girl, or a Muslim boy or a girl?
Very good question. So I had come across, couple of spaces where I was questioned this. Even my brother-in-law and couple of other people also questioned me, how is that this is going to be? Ours is a very secular space. What I am saying is that I am talking about the purpose in our lives, in a person's life. This is only a medium through which I am arriving at any child who is aligned to themselves and not something which is related to religion. I am not asking anybody focus on the religion part of it, because I am bringing in the negative characters as well. I am telling them civilizational stories of the land, which they are very much part of. They are, all of us are children of the land, and these are stories of the land, and that's how it is relevant to everybody. And every child, irrespective of which background, religion background the child is coming from, will always have this, intuitively have heard the story somewhere or the other, or seen the image of a Hanuman or something, will know. So it is only the stories, and the ultimate objective is to arrive at the purpose of their own life, and even, play around the cards for 3 weeks. The 5th week, we ask them to bring in their own character from all the religions, and bring in their characters also from the life, like from mother, like my mother is more important to me, or her values is more important to me in my life, relevant to me. So that comes into the play. And there's a lot of body work that we do, like Navrasas and all of that.
Correct.
So these are emotions here relevant to every human. It is
Mm.
not related to, has got anything, absolutely anything to do with the religion.
Wow.
And
Okay.
thank you for asking me this question, because I'm able to clarify this for
No,
all.
it's very important
Yeah.
because I again, like I said, I come from a Muslim background as well.
Yes.
Right now, I've read Quran, I've read
Yeah.
Torah, I've read Bible.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I think right
Yeah.
before the podcast, that I was reading
Yes.
Bhagavad Gita as well. And what I've understood that if you really have an open heart or an
Yes.
open mind,
Yeah.
and when you read all of these wonderful scriptures,
Yes.
they all have one thing in common: be a good human being.
Absolutely.
There's maybe there are few different
Here and there,
practices here and there,
overall, but overall,
overall,
yeah.
yes, be a good human being.
Absolutely.
As there's this one powerful statement in all of the scriptures, is that if you kill one person, as you have killed the world,
Yeah.
you save one person and you have saved the world.
Beautiful.
Why not be that way and
Yeah.
go that through of
Yes.
the route? And I love the fact that how you have thought of a very different way of coming out. What services under the umbrella of Sattvavarta do you give?
There's a program for school student we call Bodhanam.
Okay.
This is a curriculum from 10 weeks to 30 weeks that we can provide for the full year. It's called the Purpose Curriculum.
Okay.
And there's we call it Deepanam, that is train the trainer project for on basis of Bhagavad Gita for teachers, where they can and it's a program for them to kind of attend, and then they can take it to the class. We have something called Arambh for college students, a 3-week workshops that we can provide, because college students can't give a lot of time, so we've just kept a 3-day program, just a 3-day workshop for them.
Okay.
And there's an online program, a 2-hour workshops. We do it every other Saturday. We call it Antaryatra.
Oh wow. Okay.
Based on stories. This is for adults, anybody who is wanting to have some clarity.
Okay, very
Yeah.
nice. I love the fact how it works out for you, and we'll definitely put all these details in our description so people can find out and how they
Yes.
want to get connect with you as well.
Absolutely.
Coming to the question, where what does success means to you?
I think success for me would mean I'm able to reach out to that last child who needs this workshop, to the child who absolutely needs a support in their life. So I want to reach out to the last village, the last child, the Antoday ki baat jo Gandhi ji ne aur Vinoba ne kahi hai. I want to do that. I want to reach out to that. Sarvodaya and then Antoday.
Very nice, beautiful. How can people reach out to you?
So we have a website. It's www.sattvavarta.com. Email us at inquiry@sattvavarta.com. Call us at 99307-12930.
Very nice. And you have your Instagram channel as well.
Yes.
What is it?
Yes. It's called Rashmi Sinha Space.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah.
We'll have all this description in the
Yes.
description below. So
Great.
people can definitely reach out to you there as well. Rashmi, I think this podcast is not enough to explain what you really do.
Sure.
But we did our level best, because what you're doing is really making a change out there.
Yeah.
With the way that people should learn, because sometimes what happens that we forget that we have such a powerful scriptures in our life that we can utilize, but you have made it easy through coming with this wonderful games, and they can buy these off your websites and reach out to you as well.
Not as yet. We are slated to release it on Amazon soon.
Okay.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. All right. Well, guys, I hope that you have enjoyed today's podcast with Sattvavarta and how uniquely she has figured out a way to utilize Bhagavad Gita in a card game, and how it's important for Indian education system to adapt this amazing things. Now, that is a long way till we change the education system, but as parents, as siblings, as guardians, we can definitely ensure that we can utilize these beautiful techniques and teach our kids about our roots, what it is, how to live life. And trust me, you will see a drastic change in them when you do so. Go ahead and find all the details about Sattvavarta in description below. Share this with your friends and family to show them how easy it is to learn Bhagavad Gita. And make sure go ahead and subscribe to our channel at Kabir Vani. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. We are on all the audio platforms. If you don't find us there, just go ahead and leave it in a comment section below, and we'll make sure to reach out to this. You can search for Kabir Vani on Google and you'll definitely find us. Until next time.
This isn't just a podcast, it's a catalyst, a space where your business story can become someone's turning point. I'm Kabir, and this is the Kabir Vani Business Edition. Your voice, your impact forever.